So this is the cup that has the celery in it. This is the cup that didn't have the celery in it. Can you guys see the difference in the cups? Which cup looks like it has more water in it? No celery, celery. Which cup looks like it has more water in it? Thank you, Jalea. Thank you, Jalea. Thank you, Najee. Thank you, Zamari. You're absolutely right. So a lot of us are saying that the cup with no celery has more water in it, right? Which is true. It does have more water in it. So I checked the weights of both of them. And the cup that has water in it.
Daddy.
The cup that has water in it is 0.5 pounds. And the cup that doesn't have water in it is 0.3. So the question is, where did the water go? If they both started off with 0.5 and now one of them has 0.3, where did the water go? Thank you, Jalea. So Jalea is saying went to the celery. The celery absorbed it. Exactly. So what does the celery stick that absorbed the water look like? I'm going to show you. So if you take a look here, inside the celery, it absorbed all of the water. So you can see it went all in here and went in through the xylem and it went all the way up, right? So the bottom part is really, really red because that's where all the food coloring is. But you can also see that the rest of it turned red too. So you can see here, it started coming up the side and all the way up here. But it's crazy because the only place where the water was on the bottom. I didn't put water up here, it was on the bottom, and then it was able to go up through the celery stick, right? It evaporated up through the stick. And then, yeah, Marley, you're right. It turned the celery stick red. So this is an example of how water moves throughout plants. It travels up, right? Because in the xylem, it takes water from the bottom and it evaporates it and it pulls water up. So, with that being said, so one of the difficult parts about trying to figure out like how the water ended up into the celery is that you can't see inside the celery. So what can we do to get more information? What could we do to help us see the water in the celery? What did we do to help us see the water in the celery? Right? Since you can't open it up and you can't see the water, what did we do to be able to see the water moving throughout the celery? I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jalea. So who can tell me what we did? Thank you, Deshaun. Good, Deshaun. Can you share that with everybody, what we did to show the water moving through?
You added color dye to it.
Exactly. And because we had the color dye in it, what did the color dye do?
It showed where it moved like inside the celery.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So the dye, we showed that because the water moves up, the dyed water was moving up through the celery. So that's how we were able to see the water or the missing water inside of our plant. So this is another example of, this is, I guess, a bigger example of what the experiment that we did. And it's a clear picture because I know it's kind of hard for some of us to see it from my camera. But this is another way that you can do it, right? So you put the celery stalks inside of a big thing of water with food dye coloring in it. And then over time, as you notice, These ones were probably sitting a lot longer than mine. Mine was only sitting for like maybe an hour or so. These ones are probably sitting for about a couple days, right? So you can see that the different colors, they not only did it change the bottom of the celery stick, it started changing the celery leaves, right? Because the plant, it travels all throughout the plant. And it goes from not just the bottom of it, but it goes all the way to the top, even up to the leaves, right? So you see that we have here the red ones that turn the leaves pink. We have the orange ones that are turning the leaves all orange. Then we have the blue one that's turning the leaves a deep, 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 like bluish green color. So you can see all the different changing colors because we're able to, the water is moving and is evaporating from the bottom and it's moving up through the xylem. And this is how water moves throughout the plant. Exactly, it turns into water vapor and it moves throughout the plant. Great job with that, Marlon. Does anybody have any questions about how the water was moving through the plant? Any questions? No, pretty clear? Everybody good with it? So, like we said, water travels up the plant, and it's how water moves mostly through all the plants. So, we're actually going to go ahead and finish up our exit ticket. The experiment went a little faster than I thought. Usually we're taking a little bit more time, but we went a little faster. So we're going to finish our exit ticket. And after you finish the exit ticket, you can take a few minutes to take a break or walk around as you get ready for gym. All right. So here's what I want you guys to do. Send to me in the chat if gravity exists, because we know that gravity brings things down to the ground. Who can explain how water and minerals move up through plants? So we just watched how the water went up through our celery stalk. Can you explain to me how that happens, even though gravity is supposed to bring things back down to the earth? So go ahead and type that to me in the chat. Let me know if gravity exists, then explain how water and minerals can move up through plants.
Dada.